guy here standing right next to you. There we go. Go ahead, sir. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for being here. You know, I think everyone's wondering, any chance that either or both of you might make it back for a guest appearance this year? It is possible.
They're conferring.
What are we allowed to say?
You have to call the lawyer to see what they can and cannot talk about.
Make sure you get a good picture.
No comment.
Exactly in the office. Okay, next question. Let's see some hands here. Let's take somebody in the back. Anybody in the back there that has any questions? Oh, somebody's got it. Okay. Go ahead. See if you can get. Just fly over. That's okay.
Hello. I just want to first, Sam and Laura, I love you guys. You guys were awesome on Smallville. My question is, how did you both prepare for your roles? And mostly, I mean, because I know you both had to play kind of two different roles. You had to play Kara, and then you had to play the Kryptonian, and then, of course, I mean, you had to play David, and also play the good side David, good side bad David, and also Doomsday. So, how'd you guys pull it off?
Well, I just did some harness training at the very beginning of the show. I couldn't really prepare to be Supergirl. I read the comic books. When I first got the role, they had me doing green screen and just learning how to be in a harness and fly. I did pretty much most of my own flying in the show because I love doing it. My stunt girl hated me for it, but you know, not much to prepare. Just was kind of thrown into it actually when I was cast. I think it was like a week turnaround and I was on camera with Tom, googly-eyed. You know, so I just learned as I went, and also Kara slowly became my own. Originally the producers had a very specific feel for Kara, the short shorts, you know, a very specific look, and then eventually she developed into more of who I think I was with a mixture of Supergirl. She was strong, independent, she started wearing more clothes. I really enjoyed playing her, so I appreciate you guys watching, I really do. But really with the training, it was just the physical training, and the acting just kind of came with the show as we went along.
For me, I read the comic books, and then as soon as the script started coming out, realized there's not much use there because we're doing something totally different, which was scary because it's like, what if you guys don't like it? You know, in fact, the reaction to they're doing this human side of Doomsday was very negative until we started airing. When it started airing and people saw what we were doing, they liked it pretty right away. But before that, we were getting some pretty nasty messages. And so, you know, as an actor, they pitched Davis to me as a good guy who is in a terrible situation, so I just tried to play him as nice a person as I could under those awful circumstances. So that was my plan.
Can we find you guys online anywhere so we kind of keep up on your like never-ending adventures?
Sure. You can go to samwitwer.com, or you can go to that's actually going to be changing a little bit. You can go to cdbaby.com, and that's where they sell it. www.cdbaby.com/crashtones, and that's it.
Oh, I mean, like your personal website for stuff coming up and appearances and all that.
Yeah, I'm working on a new website right now because I've kind of let it alone for a while.
How about you? You got a web presence?
I might be the only person in the world, but I don't have Facebook or MySpace or Twitter.
Yeah, me either.
One person! I don't have any, but there are impersonators. So if I've been talking to you and I've been rude, I'm sorry.
That wasn't you?
Actually, you know what's scary? A friend of mine texted me and said, I heard you don't have Facebook. I've been talking to you for a year. My friends. They obviously don't know me well. Or you just got to be careful. But I do have a website, Vandervoort.org. Not very hard to remember. But other than that, just be careful because there are a lot of impersonators. Great fan spaces, but...
So we have not been dating for a year.
Actually, this is the moment I was going to break up with you.
Oh!
And you were there, everybody.
It's all right. It's okay. I mean, if you got to get broken up with someone, Supergirl ain't a bad pick, right?
What was that movie, My Super Ex-Girlfriend?
That's the one.
Better to have loved and lost
We're
Supergirl than never to have
completely
loved at all. Okay, one last question, and I want a good one. Who's got a really good question in the room here? We got to move on here. Who said that? Oh, okay. Well, she said she's got a really good question. That's what I asked for.
What scene for both of you do you
Oh, well, go ahead.
think you grow the most as an actor? And two, Sammy McCott, you should probably take off your shirt.
For those of you who didn't hear that in the back,
Well, hold on, I'm not wearing any pants behind this. Is that okay?
I think she's okay with that. We're waiting.
we can start with the first
We
one.
broke up. You can't ask me. We're done, lady. Yeah, that was. Oh God, I was always naked on that show, huh? And cold. Really cold. There was one scene that we did. In fact, it was supposed to be like 3 scenes, and we shot it as one, and then they cut it kind of together as one, where I have Justin Hartley and Aaron Ashmore, Jimmy Olsen, and the Green Arrow. Sorry, I didn't mean to spoil that for you guys. And I have them captive, and basically, I know that if Chloe doesn't get to me soon, I'm gonna have to kill one of them, or I'm gonna destroy a city block. The choice is kill one of these guys, or I'm gonna, wolf out or whatever, turn into Doomsday, and destroy 5 city blocks, and hundreds of people are gonna die. So I don't want to hurt these guys, but I've got them captive, and if she doesn't get to me soon, I'm gonna have to do something. And that was a cool group of scenes, or scene, or whatever you want to call it. I thought that was tough, because you're like, wow, he's doing all this stuff, and he punches Jimmy, and he says all these awful things, but how do you play it to where you feel bad for the guy who's about to do awful things? So that was the trick.
You were great in that scene.
Oh, thank you.
For me, as a scene that I feel challenged me, or my very first scene on Smallville was, I think, like 7 pages with Tom, which was already nerve-wracking enough.
That's your first scene?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was in the Clark kitchen, the Kent kitchen. Clark kitchen. I just think Clark all the time. And I was so nervous because there was so much dialogue. It was expositional. It was me talking about how I'd been in suspended animation. It went on and on and on. And this is my first day. I want to do a good job, and I didn't know if I could handle it. And you have marks when you're doing scenes. You go from this mark to this mark, and they put tape on the floor to tell you which mark is next. The floor was covered in marks. I walked around this whole room talking to, the ceiling, to the door, and he's behind me listening. That was a scene that really challenged me, and I got through it. I felt fairly good about it. Never completely satisfied, but it made me realize that I can handle things that I didn't think I could. That was the scene.
Great. Well, I'll tell you what, you guys have been absolutely delightful. Thank you very much. I know it's real hot up here and everything. How about a hand for... Thank you very much. You're relieved of duty.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
And remember, we still have a lot to see and do here in Metropolis through the rest of the weekend. If you have not picked up a program yet, don't forget that the Metropolis Tourism Bureau has a kiosk that's right across from the Chamber of Commerce, right down Main Street, where you can pick up a program.